It was roughly almost 6 months ago, almost the end of 2025, and I was still working my minimum wage job at this donut shop. And until one day, there was this new hire, this girl that had been introduced to this job. I tell you that this girl really was going to affect my upcoming 3 weeks, even a month at this job. And when I saw her in person, when we got to know each other, when she got to know everyone around, she had the traits of, I feel like, my dream girl. Maybe I was being too crazy, maybe I was being too optimistic, I'm not sure. But she had such good traits, I thought at the time. She seemed so feminine, she seemed so innocent, she seemed so caring, and that really did get me hooked on. But I was not trying to force things out so soon. And so one day at work, it was like 4 of us at work, and she was on that shift. And so we just got out our phones, and one of the people on the shift, they found my TikTok where I was making this self-improvement content, and she seemed to notice too. And she was actually kind of intrigued, although I thought. And so she wanted to give me a follow, and she was like, oh, I support your content. And that really shot me open, bro. Like, I actually felt like, wow, this might be the beginning. This actually might be how this works. I was excited. After like a week of work, she got my TikTok, and we started chatting it up on TikTok. Just casual chats here and there, more like every single day, but not as like crazy as it can get. I also kind of got carried away when she usually see my posts and starts liking them. I just make some kind of I'd say gym shorts, but like gym clips of me doing like pull-ups, a lot of stuff at the gym. I decided to like bring my tripod to the gym and record myself doing some things, just so she could see me as this athletic and this king. Because I'd post that on my story, and every time I do, she'd always heart it. She'd always love when I actually post these things to my story. And every time I saw her every day, I just get this small hit of the adrenaline inside of my veins, inside of myself, that I had to perform. I had to put on a show. I had to make it seem like I'm the best. I'd even go just like fixing my hair, make myself look presentable and even attractive, just so I can get a reaction or I can get her to notice me. And it really got that bad. And that was really only the beginning. And whilst we were hitting it up, talking every single day on TikTok, we were kind of like being playful, you know, talking to each other in a playful way. Nothing too serious, right? Although something in the back of my mind felt like I was acting too needy, too desperate, because I really wanted her to become my girlfriend. I felt like she was the center of my universe, because she was at the time. She really was. And every time, you know, we kept talking on and on and on. And a few weeks go by, and she seemed to be going dry. And I wondered why that was the case, because she said I was her dream guy. She really actually was hooked onto me. She actually was showing signs she liked me at work, and even on text. So that got me a little confused one day when she was replying less. She wasn't messaging me as often as she used to. So that really got me confused. I look back and like, I always sent follow-up texts, like double text and triple text, and saying, oh, is everything all right? I hope you're okay. And, you know, I look back and I feel like, wow, I was such a wimp. I felt like, why was I being so needy? And I really look back on that as such desperation. I really wanted her to give me attention, give me validation, just so that I can fill a void that I've always been wanting to fill ever since the beginning of being a teenager, let alone maybe even a child. That one day that she was replying less, those days added up, and she barely was even replying. She'd barely even check her phone. And I'd make up some excuse saying that, oh, she's probably busy. She's probably busy at school. Mind you, she was still in high school at the time. I was really contemplating whether or not this is going to be fine or this is the worst thing that's going to happen to me. It really got me panicked. I kept stressing every single day. Every time I saw her at work, I'm like, she wasn't showing me signs today, but the other day she was. So it got me so confused with what was happening, what was going on. Until that one day, I opened TikTok right after work just to try and message her, when she for once replied back. and I see this blank profile, blank name, no name, and I was questioning what had happened to her account. Was it banned? Was it deleted? Was it restricted? I kept making up these scenarios in my head as if she had not blocked me. As soon as I saw that, I started reaching out to her friends, the people I knew at our work that were friends with her. I started reaching out to them, asking them if her TikTok thing was still there, if she was online and everything, and they said she was. So that only meant one thing: she blocked me. As much as that reality hit me, bro, that really did hit me, and I felt so defeated. I'm like, why did this happen to me? How did this happen to me? What did I do that made her block me? And it turns out, looking back, I really was this needy guy. And I still honestly find myself in situations like these to this day as this needy guy, because in the back of my mind, I really want to be in a relationship, but obviously I'm disciplined enough to not seek validation and try and chase someone, try and get a girl's attention as back then. So it definitely is hard nowadays. Still, I realized that I was craving this feeling, this love that I've been craving from every single girl that I was interested in. It was the same with her. I didn't love her just because of who she was, because mind you, she was an alright person. She was okay. She looked good, and I was attracted to that. So I was interested in that, and I wanted to be in a relationship with her. I always kept romanticizing a future with her, as in where would we go? What could we be doing together once she graduates high school? As in, that was kind of crazy looking back. After all those feelings catched on with this girl, being crushed in shambles, I still felt like that inner child of me has not been happy, fulfilled, because he himself was just upset and wanted someone to love him, even though no one really did. I kind of learned after a month later is that I just shouldn't get too comfortable whenever I'm in these talking stages with girls, because you never know what can happen. And like that situation, that story I told you, I wasn't expecting that to happen at all. I thought I had it. I was high ego. I was confident. I felt like I had it all. I felt like I really was the one. But turns out I wasn't. I got my hopes too up, and my hopes were crushed and annihilated. The fact that I was putting her on a pedestal above me really probably was the reason why she was not interested and pulled away. All because I was trying to get closer towards her while she was going away. And it's just something I keep making the same mistake on. I see a lesson from that is don't get too attached too quickly, because what you don't realize is that I noticed that they're always on their phones, they always have something going on for them, and if she's not replying to you, that clearly means that you're not her top priority. And I really learned that the hard way, because I've never had any rejections in real life, but I count that as a rejection. And obviously if she was interested, she would be, but I was there sitting thinking, what could I have done better to make her more interested, make her more attracted to me, when she never really was in the first place. She was just wanting the attention, which I wish I knew, but I didn't know that was the case. So just don't get too attached fast. Don't try and get your hopes up so soon, because we really still do have a lot of work to be done to ourselves before we devote ourselves into a relationship. And we shouldn't make that a top priority, as instead I should be focusing more on my content, focusing more on my life, focusing more on the gym, focusing on what matters the most, and then the goal comes. But I just still never learned that. So it's a small lesson learned for me, and it really shows that I'll never make this, and try not to make this mistake again. And I hope you don't encounter or be in a situation like this. It's okay to feel this way. I think it's healthy to feel this way, to want a relationship, but don't obsess over it, because the more you obsess over it, the more you want to text her, the more you want to put her over your mission, your goals, the things you want to do, and the person you want to become. I think that's the second you lose her, and that was the reason why that she pulled away from me, like I said. So I hope you got some value from this, and I'll see you in the next one.